So everyone, welcome back. I'm going to finish this video at some point soon. Let's get working on it. Once the thing finishes loading. Okay. I think it's time to actually put this into a video. I'll figure out what the heck I'm going to do with this empty space in this one first. It could be just center everything. Oh, right, yeah, no, that's why. Is it on or one on to the right of it? On it. Okay. Duplicate one as a reference and one as the one with the font changed. Okay. Mm, it's not snapping, is it? Yeah, snap, guide, snap security. Snap that one to your end. Okay. Yep. Right, and then anything else to fix? Maybe just what this is supposed to be. Yep. Great. Now, will I have two fonts? Maybe if I continue like this, but I don't know if I want to. I think I'll keep this because this one's just a little bit more annoying to deal with. Okay. Go into Cadence, start video editing and recording audio. Make a character creator is what I titled this button, right? Okay, let's do folder, name it. Hopefully, again, all in order. Now, I have a lot more screenshots because of this. How big has this folder become? Just 27 megabytes. Okay, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just concerned if I were to, okay, not shift, control, delete these. Close and then reopen. I may lose some images, or I can actually store. Okay, it doesn't. I don't think it seems like those are on. All right, so first thing, new title clip. So new title clip. I caught here. I will never know how to spell this word correctly. Mm-hmm. Familiar with your game engine. Okay, and then in the engine, I'll tip into hope. In the engine project settings, it crashed because I wanted to open project settings. Amazing. I don't even think that's the right spot, actually. I don't think it's project settings. It's debug. I hate that I can't simply paste the clip or image as is. Mm-hmm. Think about it. I need to edit it in PowerPoint. I seriously didn't select the line. That's a regular line. Like an arrow that points at it, and also has a slightly larger size. Mm-hmm. There. Um, my style clip is this. Mm-hmm. Which I'd have to do bit by bit. Mm-hmm. I think that feels better. Mm-hmm. Let me animate this a bit more. So let's start with ungrouping this stuff actually, and duplicating it again. Mhm. Is that right? Does that make sense? Uh, mhm. Uh, okay, am I gonna do screenshots by just doing the same thing as usual? Right, I removed most of it. Okay. Question actually, can I get that font in here? What's the font called? Z003. Probably not in here by default, but I also put my own font in here for Arabic. Awesome. Gosh darn it. Is there a quick way to do this? I'll probably use all of my chats actually, since I asked the question this morning on the Git cleanup. No, it doesn't say anything. Okay, expecting. Okay. Um, so either I do everything manually for like the quizzes and stuff, which that also saves me the deal of having to do with title clip shenanigans. Maybe if I change the master slide? View, master slide. What if I do that? Awesome. Everything is now the font that I use normally. Absolutely wonderful. Awesome. I am happy about that. This is only 44. For titles, I use 200, which is way bigger here. So 100 is reasonable here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Wait, did it affect everything? It affected most of them. Not everything. Actually, if I go to master slide and go to these as well, and change them as well. Probably didn't, however, might help. No, no, that seems like it's going to be a manual thing. Good. In that case, I'll just do. So let's do this slide, concurrent slide. Right? No, that's a problem. There should be duplicate slide. One without this lower part before. Then if I need to, I could do animation, add effect, appear, add appear. And then instead of having multiple slides, I could just do the one slide. Awesome. Also makes things easier to deal with or something. Oh well. So if I were to start from first slide, it opens on the other computer. I need to move this out of the way. We go to the next slide. Just update, man. It's incrementing like at half the speed I would expect it when I press the button. It's weird. But it's good to see that it works. Yeah. Cancel. Close the animation panel. Save. Is that blackboard just going to be there the entire time? Wonderful. Wonderful. I don't get the black void. Okay, but alright. Alright, so your photos. Is it done? Done. I think that's just there's just more font stuff in the fixed and centered. This just panel is gonna be a nightmare. It's basically a cool font.com. Okay. If it's like helper text, I should delete it. Mm-hmm. Put my phone farther away, so I don't actually pay attention to it. I don't think there's anything too important. Alright, so let's just do this. Let us do the slideshow. Get my coffee shape ready. That's the first about 10 slides. Let's go to this spot. Pictures, screenshots. And then we have to find the back button. Back again. Paste it. I think I got a duplicate of one of these. These two should be exactly the same, yeah. Even looks like it a little bit. Maybe even bigger. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because there's the multiple parts from that one. Which 3, or 2 more on top of 9 is. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. Next, we'll go to Caden. We will add. There's an add image sequence. I don't know how to put everything in image sequence. Add clip or folder. Everything in here. Okay. Oh, that's in the reverse order. No. No. Don't do it that way. Do it in the other way. Why even know? In reverse order, which is annoying. Sort by No, ascending. Wait, never mind, it is in order now. Okay. So first off, let's put these in. Prerequisites for this video are yada yada yada. Basically, you just need to record that audio bit, uh, insert track, audio record, and it's not really more than one audio track, anyways, for the most part. Okay. Do I have any like intros thing I want to say? Um, Welcome to the attack system video series, sub-series. Should I mention like it's a sub-series? Um, I'll do just like replace this with some actual intro thing, and then I'll say the rest. Okay. Replace this portion of the video with an actual intro of some kind. The prerequisites for this video are you have visible collision shapes enabled, and you have some familiarity with the engine. You can find the visible collision shapes under the setting debug. As the third option, make sure it's checked on. Do I want to redo that? Mm-hmm. The prerequisites for this video are you have visible collision shapes enabled, and you have some familiarity with your game engine, and you have some familiarity with your game engine. You can find the visible collision shapes in Godot under the debug settings, and it will be the third option. Make sure it's enabled. You can find the in Godot you can find the debug in Godot you can find the visible collision shapes setting under debug right here. Make sure it's toggled on. Okay. Mhm. So this sounds pretty. In Godot, you can find the visible collision shapes. In Godot, you can find the setting here under debug as the third option. Make sure it's enabled. In Godot, you can find the setting as the third option under the debug menu. I don't think I should say debug menu because that might mean something else to some people. In Godot, to find the setting, in the top left, you'll find debug. Open that and you should get this menu. Then toggle put visible collision shapes on. I could put something here. Uh, that's that part. Then blank space. Group all of these. Welcome to like I need some kind of intro. You ever want to make a fighting game character? Well, this video teaches you how to do the part without art. Or something. I don't. What do I say is the intro for this video? Other thing I could work on also was like the asset library stuff. I should get on that at some point. Might take my laptop later and do that on my own since it's back and forth and we already showed most of it. I also need to just do more work in general. Today we're going to be making a attack tree Today we're going to be setting up making an attack tree. What did I say the title was before I deleted it? Main game attacks. Okay, we're going to make an attack system. Yeah. Yep. Welcome to the video on how to make a fighting game attack system. We're going to start off with, well, that's a terrible clip. Let me write out the script, actually, because I don't think I did. No, attack system videos. No, this one is for with the system. Let's start on like the scripty script. Alright, mm, 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 mm. Making an attack system. First, you understand what it's made of, and what each part does. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I'm done now. Sneezing. Okay, let's record that part. I should also put this somewhere where I can see it while I do the work. Resize YouTube chat. Make the menu smaller so I can have space to read and stuff. Move this over. Okay. So wait, did the attack manager get? How the hell did you get put after? That actually makes no sense. What the hell? That's correct. Okay. Yeah. So mm, audio record. Okay. To make an attack system, we first need to understand how it works. Um, I don't. We need to understand how it works. So the first question is, mm, to make the attack system, we need to first understand how it works. So the first question is, what is the attack we're actually going to, how do we decide what attack we're going to use? Mm, 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 attack, so attack. Next we need to, where is it? Decide what attack, see attack, input management system. Mm. We decide what attack is, what attack. So the first question is how do you decide what attack? For that, see input system video, we will just use a test attack for this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, uh, so first we need to decide what attack we will use. For that, see the input system video. Next, we will next we start the attack. Getting us into the more sets of nodes and scripts. Or set of nodes and scripts. Who is calling me? Another number that doesn't say anything on its own. Get into the code, set of scripts. Here's where that input system video. Next, we will start the attack, getting us into the code set of node and scripts. Mm. 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 System. Okay. Next, we'll start an attack. Next, we'll start that attack, getting us into our attack system. And start attack is our entry point. Our only entry point. This is important. Entry point. Right. Okay. Let's go over to make our attack system, we first need to understand how it works. So the first thing we need to decide is what attack we will use. For that, see the input system video. Next, we need to start that attack, getting us into our attack system, and start attack is our only entry point. Once we are here, we need to let everything work automatically. Here. Once we're here, everything else should work on its own to perform the attack. The attack system is made of 5 key parts. Attack manager, which starts and continues the attacks. The attacks telling other nodes below it what to do. Attack, which stores information. Mm. 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 None of that was actually said out loud, so I don't even know if it's good. Okay. Mm. Um, Make an attack system. The first thing we need to decide is what attack we will use. Once we know that, we can move on to first we need to decide what attack we will use. For that, see the input system video. Mm-hmm. Rolling. Once we are here, everything else should work on its own to perform the attack, with things above controlling those below. The attack system is made up of 5 key parts: an attack manager, which starts and continues the attacks, first we need to decide what attack we will use. Next we will then we start, and we can start that attack, getting us into our attack system. Making sure start attack is our only entry point. Once we are here, everything else should work on its own to perform the attack, with things above controlling those below. Do I need any of that, like, context? Yeah. The attack system is made up of 5 key parts. Yeah. I'll do this part. First, we need to decide what attack we will use. Then we can start that attack, getting us into our attack system, making sure start attack is our only entry point. The attack system is made up of 5 key parts: the attack manager, which starts and continues attacks; attack, which stores some information, like what the current frame is; the frame node, which holds all of the hit and hurt boxes, turning them on and off when the frame is enabled or disabled. Lastly, the hitbox and hurt boxes used for hit detection store information like damage, while the collision shapes make the shape of the attack. If I had to change something, it would be saying attack node. I just call it frame node. I could cut out the word node, but I'd have to find it. It's going to be annoying. That's control. It's one sentence. Frame node which holds. I just go the frame node. The frame, which holds all of the hit and hurt boxes, turning them on and off when the frame is enabled or disabled. Okay. This is where we start doing the non-linear editing thing, I guess. Where is it? Is it there? Hit this one. They're fairly similar else for the rest of it, I think. That mostly said the exact same thing. Uh, does that have a witch? I cut there, and there, and also here to make it fit. And mute this. Cut out that tiny bit. Okay. Let's see how it sounds. Alright. Let's set up the audio to actually work properly against these sections. Okay. So first off, good timeline editing. Oh yeah, there is. What's editing? Wow. No wonder. No, don't trigger everything. Mm-hmm. What the? Why'd the audio move? Don't even think I made contact with it. Is it 5? Or is it like 5.5? Is it 6? We're grouping the hitboxes and hurtboxes and the collision shapes as one thing together, almost as like 4 things. Okay. With that, group everything here. Cool. Alright, the next part, or next section, I guess, from that is still in the PowerPoint. Where let's go into a bit more detail about some of the more important parts. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, uh, let's go into a bit more detail. Let's go into a bit more detail using an example. Okay. Uh-huh. The main ones is just these three. I'll grab a tag layer as well as an image. So start from current slide, do the screenshotting thing that it was before. Next slide, next slide. Is that just a reflection? Yeah, okay, that's just a reflection. Uh-huh. Screen. Wait a second. I only caught two. God damn it. Maybe this one, probably. Maybe I will verify this stuff myself. To the screenshots folder. Pictures, screenshots. Okay, start an attack. Move the thing over to the right again. 5 LT. 5 LT without an arrow. Okay, that's good. There you go, we got all of them. Rename 47. Oh, that's just the timing. 17, 17, 16. 17, 16, 47. What I have to do is make this number just bigger. 17, 47. There we go. Back. Okay. The folder. Explore. Yep. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. I can already see that I need the next part, like, right away. I don't remember if the frame layer part was for me to help myself, or it was actually part of stuff I needed. Wait, move this, do the screenshot. Actually, wait, I could press exchange. However, I've already stuck with this, so I'm gonna continue this way. Got stick the notes. This one has the arrow. Arrow changed. That one didn't change. That one didn't change. That one didn't change. That one didn't change. Do that. Question. Other question. Go. Okay. See, that should be a good chunk of them. Add them. Click the folder. Cancel those ones, but to continue with the other stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, if we look at each layer, is it good to say if we look at each layer? Will that be included in there? Okay. Mm. Let's look at taking a look at each layer. Mm. Not sure if I need to say anything about the attack manager. Mm. In the attack layer, we have to start. In the attack layer, we need to have attacks. Oh, I didn't mention for the case of no attack. Mm-hmm. Um, attack. We should either ignore it or give it an error. Mm. If there is no valid attack, frick. How did wait? In that case, what does my system do? Input manager, player agent, input manager. So move list removes all null attacks. So it is almost guaranteed that there is an attack to start. Um, mhm. So if we try to start a null attack, you'll get an error. If there is no attack to start, you'll get an error, and that free filtering should be done at runtime. Mm, 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 mm. For the frame layer, I think a bunch of people would know that there's. I don't need to state the very obvious part where there's attacks in each frame layer. Why is my niece here again? She's looking for her mom. Okay. That is really common. Frame layer. Every attack has a bunch of frames. Mhm, mhm. Frame layer. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next layer. If there's no attack to start, we need to have attacks. If there's no attack to start, attacks. Um, in the attack layer, we have a bunch of attacks. In the attack layer, we need to have a bunch of attacks. If there's no attack to start, you'll get an error. A null error. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's say before that, actually. Have a bunch of attacks to choose from. Mm, mm. The attack manager will be told attack to start. Is that a repeat? Okay. In the attack manager, we need to have a bunch of attacks to choose from. The attack manager will be told what attack to start from some outside, from some input system, or a direct call. For example, let's say If there's no attack, I'll let a null error trying to start something on null. Okay. Let's say we call out 5 light punch. Punch. Um, 5 light punch from. Is that right? Like, start attack. Let's say we call it 5 light punch. Attack manager will then start that specific attack. I don't want to say move list because move list is concerning because it also implies the other video a little bit. Let's say we call 5 launch punch. Which is this attack. We store that preference and continue preference. Let's say we call 5 launch punch, which is this attack. We store that reference. Um, I don't know if we need to say store this reference. Let's say we call 5 launch punch, 5 light punch. Then let's move to the next layer. In the frame layer, you have all your frames that each have their own shapes. In the frame layer, you'll have all your frames that have their own shapes when moving from one layer to the next, or one frame to the next. Next, we disable Mm-hmm. In the frame layer, you'll have all your frames that each have their own shapes. When moving from one frame to the next, we enable the frame we are on and disable the previous frame. Okay. Move from one frame to the next. Continue. Yeah. Then do I have like a good thing in the PowerPoint? Why is this just inconsistent? Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 This layer is for hit detection. Main thing to know is that the hitbox needs to there's for hit detection and the shape of the attacks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nam! So I'm gonna go pray also after I finish this sentence and then come back. So when we hit something with a hitbox, needs to tell the attack manager what it hit and to tell when we hit something with a hitbox, it needs to tell the attack manager what it hit and to the attack manager and the thing that it hit to do a few things. Hitbox needs to tell the attack manager and the hurt box to do a few things. Needs to tell the attack manager it hit something. When we hit something with a hitbox, it needs to tell the attack manager that it hit something. Hit something, and to tell the hurt box it hit. Hurt box slash player it hits to start some other things. Or to take damage or start stun or other things. Okay. I'll pause there for now. I'll be back after I pray, but I'm not ending the stream yet. Okay, I have returned. Time to do more and maybe finish this. I've read 7,666 words per script. Okay. Yeah, no, okay. Fine. Okay, continuing from where I was, hurtbox, hit hurt, and shapes, hit slash hurt boxes. Um, Shapes, this layer is for hit detection, and the shape of the attacks. When we hit something with a hitbox, it needs to tell the attack manager that it hit something, and to tell the hurtbox or player it hits. And it needs to tell the hitbox player it hits to take damage or start stun or other things. Mm. Was I done with the attack layer or the frame layer? I don't think I was satisfied with it. In the frame layer, you have all your frames that each have their own shapes. When moving from one frame to the next, we enable the frame, and we are able to enable the frame. We are on and disable the previous. When moving from one attack to the next, we enable the frame. We are on and disable the previous one. What my notes say on these? Art boxes and also just to be detected. The each attack has many frames. The attack would track which frame. Okay. On the frame where you have all your frames, they each have their own shapes. The current frame is tracked by the attack, which this spot in the script doesn't work. The current frame is tracked by the attack. I'm gonna shape that attacks when we hit something. Okay. The current frame is tracked by attack, which tells us which frame to use. I don't know if that's shifted here. In the attack layer, we need to have a bunch of attacks to choose from. The attack manager will be told what attack to start from some input system or a direct call. If there is no attack, it'll be a null error. A bunch of attacks to choose from. What attack to start? The current frame of each attack. The each attack tracks its own each track tracks what the current frame is. As the total frames is defined Tag manager just runs everything basically. I just say that? I could just say that. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. So, okay, first I basically just skipped saying anything about the attack manager layer. And then go straight to, in the attack layer, we have a bunch of attacks to choose from. Let me say under the attack manager. Under the attack manager, we need to have a bunch of attacks to choose from. The attack manager will be told what attack to start from some input system or a direct call. If there's no attack, you'll get a null error. Let's say we call light punch. Null error. Let's say we call 5 light punch. This attack tracks what frame it's currently on. This attack tracks what frame it's currently on. Let's say we call 5 light punch. This attack tracks what frame it's currently on. Let's say we call 5 light punch. Each attack tracks what frame it's currently on, as only it knows how many frames are below it. In the frame layer, you'll have all your frames that each have, okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Under the attack manager, we need to have a bunch of attacks to choose from. The attack manager will be told what attack to call. I think that would be when we transition to this. Insert check call. I'll save. And the attack manager will be told what attack to start from some input system or a direct call. It will save that attack. It will save that attack and use the properties only it knows, like what frame it's currently on. It will save that attack and use the properties only it knows, like what frame it is currently on, as Next, in the frame layer, you'll have all your frames that each have their own shapes. When moving from one frame to the next, we enable the frame we are and disable the previous one. We also have attack track, which active frame we are on. Yeah, it's attack that does the arrow pointing. So when I say you also have attack track to create the frame we are currently on. Next in the frame layer, you have all your frames each. Why don't we move from one frame to another? On shapes. Shapes. When moving from one frame to another, to the next we enable the frame we are on and disable the previous one. hitbox and shapes. This layer is for hit detection and the shape of attacks. When we hit something with a hitbox, it needs to tell the attack manager that it hit something, and it needs to tell the hitbox or player it hits to take damage or other functions. Okay. I think once I record this, I'll end the stream. You tell the attack manager if something was hit. And the opponent that it was hit. The opponent was hit and call some functions. Okay. Alright, so starting from here, I don't think I included it. Alright, I don't know if that actually counts. Under the attack manager, we need to have a bunch of attacks to choose from. The attack manager will be told what attack to start from some input system or a direct call. It will save that attack and use the properties only the attack knows, like what frame it's currently on. Next, in the frame layer, you'll have all your frames that each have their own boxes and shapes. Next, in the frame layer, you'll have all your frames that each have their own hitboxes and shapes. When moving from one frame to the next, we enable the frame we are on and disable the previous one. Finally, the hitboxes and hurtboxes. In the final layer here is for hit detection and the shape of the attacks. When we hit something, a hitbox needs to tell the attack manager that something was hit, and the opponent, and it also needs to tell that the opponent was hit and call some functions. I don't like that. There's no like good transition. Mhm. Okay. And I know I change the speed. What happened to editor? There it is. 1 second, 0, 0. Okay. Iteration 15 at that. Um, okay. It's like mostly okay. I think this part needs to get fixed. Mhm. Which room has their own hitboxes and tapes? It's just not good, I think. In the frame layer, it'll have all your frames with their own shapes and boxes. In the frame layer, you'll have all your shapes and boxes. Under an attack, you'll have all your frames, each with their own shapes and boxes. Under an attack, we'll have all of our frames, which have their own shapes and boxes. When moving from one frame to the next, we enable the frame we are on and disable the previous one. Which might overlap. So how do we end up doing this in code? Okay. That's the end of this section, which is the preparation, basically. I don't know if I want the frame layer. I'll keep them there for me to be indicator. Save this project, close it afterwards, close everything, and today is done for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully on time rather than late this time.